Hello everyone, and welcome to another Gatepath activities video. My name's Clave, and today we're going to be painting an adorable little baby bird because it's springtime right now. I found this design on SharePoint, and I will post a link to the original below. I'm going to start with that design and then add a few personal touches. This is an example of one that I did yesterday. It's a adorable little baby bunny, and today's project should turn out more or less similar to this. I'll start with a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch wood board that I have primed with some white acrylic paint and kind of loosely sketched the design on the top of it. I'm also going to be using these fast drying acrylic paints from the craft store. They're nothing special. You could get these anywhere, but if you don't happen to have paint and paintbrushes, feel free to follow along with markers or colored pencils or even crayons. I've also made sure to bring a glass of water and a clean paper towel to use in drying and cleaning the paintbrushes. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by gently sketching the shape on there. Now, if you follow the directions on the original design, they suggest starting with one big circle kind of near the top, and then a larger circle underneath, kind of like how to make a snowman. The feet that they have in the design have 3 toes, so we're going to stick with that. And the wing kind of comes a little bit out of the head and has 3 arches, kind of like that. If I'm going a little too fast for you, check your settings and slow the video speed down for an instant replay. We're going to draw the other wing on here because baby chickens need 2 wings if they're ever going to fly. Two eyes, small circles, and we're going to put an even smaller circle inside of it, like that. Now the last shape is a little bit tricky. Let's start by making sort of an open-ended triangle, turning that into a diamond. You're going to do 1 stroke down to the middle and back up to the other side, creating a mouth for this bird's beak. The last thing include 2 little holes for the nose. The bird in the drawing has a little bit of a feather sticking out on the top here, so we'll go ahead and follow with that. Now I've chosen to include some eggs, because who can think of birds without eggs? I don't even know which one came first. we'll do 4 eggs, just to make it a nice even number. Usually I can only eat 3 eggs. Remember that this is the rough sketching phase. Your lines don't have to be perfect. After we're done sketching, I'll start to block in the large colors. For that, I'm going to use my flat brush. I'm going to make this baby bird a beautiful shade of yellow. And just paint it on liberally. The whole bird is yellow, so you can really go nuts at this point. And just push the color around however you like. Can even go up into his cheek, across the forehead. And get more paint when you feel like you're starting to run dry. It's a beautiful day here in Rio Linda, California. Such a wonderful morning to do some painting outside. Even though the wind has been blowing my paper towels all around, it's nice to hear the wind in the trees. And the airplanes flying overhead. Lets you know that someone's out there. You can even use the side of your brush. Sometimes a lot of paint gets built up there. And when you feel like you've covered most of the large areas, you can wash off your large brush. Love that sound. And clean off your brush and go for a smaller one, like this. This allows you to get in the smaller areas that you would kind of have to skip if you were using a larger brush. Trying to pick up all this paint before it dries on the board. And the goal here is just to get as close to the pencil line as you can without going over. But in the end, even if you do go over, we're going to be doing a couple layers here. So it's really no harm, no foul. This probably won't take as long if you're using another medium, like pencils or crayons or markers or pastels. Something about painting just takes a little bit longer. Don't want to forget his little head feather. Let's make sure we get that colored in. And then finally the last tip of his wing. So precious. All right. We are ready to move on to another color right now. I'm going to clean off my brush. Love that sound. And we're going to go for the orange. So we can fill in this bird beak. Feel free, if you're following along at home, to give your bird a name. Sometimes it makes it easier to talk about. I think I'm going to give my bird a name. And I'm going to name him Bert, the bird. Short for Robert. Robert, you did a wonderful job on those Gatepath activities videos. Shout out to Robert. That's why I named this bird after you. One leg down. Just remember to use very small brush strokes. It's about the journey, not the destination. And art's not a race. Okay. Well, looks like a first layer is complete on our baby bird. Let's go ahead and move on to the eggs. Love that sound. First one I'm going to do in pink. And I'll start with this one in the corner, because why not? I have an even smaller brush for details, which I may or may not use. I'm still comfortable with this one though. This is the small, round brush, as opposed to the flat. And there's so many different kinds of paint brushes to pick from. It can get a little confusing. You just have to find the one that's right for the job. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and wash this pink off and start on the second egg. Love that sound. This one I'm going to do in Laguna, which is kind of like a teal, maybe an aquamarine. There are so many colors. They all have different names. And that can be a bit hard to remember. mostly just pick colors by what looks good. I don't worry too much about the name. I love that sound. The third egg I think I'll do in purple. I feel like this egg looks a little bit like an almond. So I'm going to fill it out a little bit more. Just going to bring the edge of my egg out just a little bit at a time until it looks right. That's a little better. Boy, do I love that sound. Okay, the last egg I'll do in green, lime green. That is looking pretty good. For the background, I think I'm going to fill it in with this, a red paint marker. This is acrylic paint in here. It's got an agitator, and heck, let's get started. I'm going to start just by going around the outline of the things that I've already filled in. It keeps everything nice and clear and avoids some potential happy accidents that could happen along the way. And this is when you really get to go nuts. Let loose. And just splash the paint all over the place. Looks like our pink egg is getting a little bit lost in there, so we'll have to give it some extra details to make it pop a little more. We're going to turn them all the way upside down. And continue to get the other side covered. These are so much fun to work with. I love paint markers. But I find they just don't come in as many colors as I would like. Well, sometimes you have to mix it up and use a paintbrush. It's not a problem for me. Take it slow when you're doing the detailed areas. Just go one line at a time. I find that using a paintbrush can also sometimes be a little faster than filling in everything with a marker. But we like to take our time around here. Yeah, there we have it. And those are basically our block colors. So now we're going to add a few details to make it a little bit more exciting. First thing we're going to do is paint our colorful eggs. You can do any kind of pattern. For this one, I'm gonna do pink polka dots. Just one at a time. Like that. See, so easy. Another color. And do the next egg. But this time I'll do a different design. I think I'll do some zigzags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And maybe a little pink or blue tip on it. Just to show where it's at. Okay. 2 more eggs to go down at the bottom. I'll use the green marker on the purple egg. This one, I'm just going to do straight lines. Well, maybe not the straightest in the world, but close enough. And we'll use a dark blue for the last one. Which is going to be curved lines. He looks pretty happy. We're getting close to the end of this project. What I always like to do is finish it off with Nice black outline. So I'm going to start with the eye. And I'm going to fill in half of it to create a little cutesy eye. And do the same thing over here. And I'm just going to follow the pencil marks that I made before. And follow the colors that are already painted on. If you plan ahead, you can really make things a lot easier for yourself. By having your guidelines laid out right there for you. Take away the guesswork. And your art can come out really nice every time. Looks like our chick is done. Let's outline these eggs. It's pretty close to done. But it never hurts to go back and fix any little mistakes that you might have noticed. Or anything that just bothers you. It's your piece of art. Use it when you need it. The very last thing we're going to do is we're going to use our white paint. We're going to create a highlight to give the illusion of depth. I'm quite partial to just a little round one like that. Just a little suggestion of the light playing off of it to make it seem like, you know, this could be a round egg. I believe it. And then at last, our baby bird. This might give him a little bit of a rubber ducky look, but I kind of like that. Oh, there you go, he's really round now. And there you have it. A beautiful bouncing baby bird to go with your bouncing baby bunny. And you can really get into the springtime vibes this way. So thanks for joining me today. And make sure that you like this video, and subscribe to Gatepath Activities for more. And if you send in a photo of your art project, I'll try and show it off next time that we meet. So have fun painting, everyone. Have fun drawing. And I'll see you on the next video.